Good morning. My name is Michael Newitt, and I'm here representing the Sierra Club. And I'm speaking in regard to the plan that was going to be approved at the draft transportation plan that was going to be approved at the meeting, where we wouldn't get to make a presentation. We at the Sierra Club are particularly interested in the fact that, in our opinion, that draft transportation plan doesn't address a lot of the needs for the people here in Hillsborough County in terms of safety and pollution and different things. And we just wanted to make the suggestion that perhaps we move out that draft transportation plan to such a time when we could have more input and give you, I'm in awe of the quality of this group, and give you guys a little bit more chance to work on some of the different aspects in terms of different types of transportation, not just road widening, but bus transportation, different options, bike paths, bike safety issues, the ozone, which right now we have a really bad grade. And it was just our hope that in order for us to be able to work with you in terms of what I see at the end result is going to be a referendum where the people of Hillsborough County are going to get real involved. They're going to want to see a bigger, wider plan than just the road widening, which is, included in the current plan. So it was our suggestion at this time to move it further out, maybe July or further even, and get some more discussion, some more groups in there. I think the consolidation of heart is a good idea, but at the presentation last week, it was kind of a little too narrow, and in our opinion, it should be a wider outlook before a decision is made. And since today's the only day we'll get to discuss it from a public point of view, we thought it was really important to just make a suggestion there that it get a little bit of a delay there so more input could be done.
Are you through, sir?
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Merman.
Thank you, sir, for coming. And Mr. Merrill, I know we have extensive public outreach that will be over the summer, where we will be going out to the community, listening to people, their comments and suggestions about the plan that we propose. Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, the transportation plan hasn't even been delivered yet, so I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. That'll be brought to the policy leadership group on June 26th. So that will be the first time that the entire transportation plan is presented. So anything that you've seen so far has been preliminary, and there will be a balance of transit. There will be 3 months following that of public outreach in various different venues before anything is ever decided on. So there'll be plenty of time for public engagement.
Great, that's terrific. And I really appreciate everybody's interest. We drive on the roads, we sit in traffic, we breathe the air, and we're all in this together.
Yep.
I appreciate
Thank you for
it.
coming.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Appreciate your comments.
We have a lot of speakers. Let's move along here. Tom Crumreich and Phil Compton. Jocelyn.
Well, my name is Tom Crumreich. I'm here to represent those who choose to take public transportation rather than their car. And Commissioner Merman kind of said it all, and y'all unanimously agree we need to dump the pump. I chose to dump the pump about 4 years ago, and I haven't regretted it since. There are times when it's been a little inconvenient. It takes me a little longer to get places, but when I get there, I'm relaxed, I'm refreshed. I've even had time to, if I needed to use my smartphone, get on the internet, check things out, that sort of thing. So and I've had a chance to experience what real great, effective public transportation system can be when I went up to Minneapolis about a year ago. So, and their plan is almost a clone of what they want to do over in Pinellas County. And I'm feeling pretty confident that they'll pass their referendum, and we need to get serious about this. We need to spend at least 3/4 of our new revenue on transit, and that would still represent only 15% of Hillsborough transportation spending. It really makes a big difference. I know it's made a difference in my life and saved me a lot of money in the process. So I'm here to encourage you to as you had indicated earlier, give plenty of opportunity for public input on this, and make sure you take your time and make a good decision, and give us a 21st century public transportation system that we really need here for economic growth as well as personal convenience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, sir. Phil Compton, Todd Josko, and Laura Lawson.
Good morning, I'm Phil Compton. I'm regional representative staff for Sierra Club on transportation issues. I'm a resident of Hillsborough County for the past 38 years, and I'm here today because I participated in and observed the process by which both Pinellas and Hillsborough have moved towards ending our being the last metropolitan area in America to offer the transportation options that people in cities our size, everywhere else in America, take for granted now. And having such a distinction, as you know, does us no good in attracting the kind of growth and prosperity we all want to see here. Now, in Pinellas, you've probably heard about that, supporting investment in new transit options has been the #1 priority of Sierra Club the past several years, and anyone there will tell you that without our support, the Green Light Plan would have never made it onto the ballot. Pinellas has a well-thought-out plan that we can support for a multimodal transit system that has support from both political parties and from the business and the environmental communities alike. But here, however, from what we've been observing so far, things don't look so good. We're now concerned that the plans unfolding here are repeating mistakes of 2010 while adding new problems that may doom such a plan to failure, and we don't want to see that happen. Tomorrow is Dump the Pump Day. Hillsborough residents are choosing to take what HART is able to provide at a much higher rate of increase than rate ridership is increasing nationally. And that's something that you on the HART board saw last week in the presentation there. But yet some people here doubt that people here will use new services if we do provide them. That's wrong. At every public meeting you held around the county last year, people said they wanted new transit options in their community. Last week, the Greater Tampa Chamber brought together chambers from around the county. Everyone talked about how their part of the county needs better transit, not about need for new and wider roads. Yet next week, you're reviewing transit for the first time and plan to send that forward for public comment. But will that plan have input from the chambers, from the MPO public input process that starts July 10th? We're concerned that the policy leadership group spent 6 separate meetings talking about road projects, 5 separate occasions about governance, but now plans to talk about transit just one time before approving a plan for review. And we're afraid that such a plan will be DOA. Sierra Club wasn't able to support ballot referenda in Seattle and Atlanta because there was too little in them for transit, too much for roads. Those plans lost, no coincidence. We want this to work here. We want people here, as Commissioner Merman said, to be able to choose to dump the pump, save $10,000. We want people to get, our community to get that $4 for every dollar we put into transit back in return on investment. We want to invest in safer transit, safer streets for bicycling and walking all over the county where people are getting killed now. Not in the city so much, but in Hillsborough County. We don't want any plan approved that's as fiscally irresponsible as what has been proposed. We need to restore the balance to 75% of all new revenue going to transit, which would only, as Mr. Cromwright said, be 15% of all transportation spending in Hillsborough County. To get there, we think you need to take a little more time before you approve any draft plan. Wait until July to approve. You only get one chance to make a first impression. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Compton. Todd Josko, Laura Lawson, and Brian Cundinger. Mr. Josko.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Todd Josko, 4644 West Andy Boulevard, and I'm here this morning on behalf of NAIOP Tampa Bay in support of item B5 that you'll be hearing later this afternoon. In a nutshell, it concerns permitting for development review sites. I know staff will do a great job presenting the merits of the item when it comes before you, but very briefly, this would in concept allow for a site development permitting to proceed at the same time as a building development proceeds. The current land use development code you're not allowed to apply for a building permit. You're not allowed to submit your building permit until the land permit is approved. And that forces an unnecessary barrier that slows down the process. This will expedite the process. Certainly, this is today just really almost a transmittal. This will go to development review staff to draft language that will be held and vetted at public hearings before the Planning Commission and before the County Commission again too. So there'll certainly be opportunities for folks to weigh in. Certainly can't imagine that there will be any concerns raised, but it'll be a very transparent process. But certainly we ask for your support and just want to finally thank staff for working with NAIOP Tampa Bay and other commercial real estate stakeholders and helping to identify issues that are out there. We can improve the process and get ahead of the curve before there's crisis situations. And this is a great example of that collaboration. And finally, want to thank Commissioner Merman for bringing this issue forward and ask for your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Josko. Appreciate it, sir. Laura Lawson, Brian Cunninger, David Kovar.
Good morning. I'm Laura Lawson, 304 West Hill Street. I just recently got involved in transportation issues. In fact, I just was recently appointed to the CAC for the NPO. So pardon me for not understanding all of the ins and outs of the process. But I'm also here to speak and echo what Mr. Conti said and another citizen said regarding the need for robust funding for transportation. I think we've all heard many times, and we've read in the papers many times, about how this is the future as far as millennials are seeking transportation options. But there's one other thing I wanted to share with you, and that has to do with the elderly. My parents currently live in a car-dependent neighborhood in North Carolina. They want to move down here to be closer to me and my family. And I want to tell you what the first thing they said when they started thinking about where to live in Hillsborough County.